Yo, yo, yo. Once again, it's the Lisper Podcast. And I'm your host, the Lisper. And as always, the Macho Man Randy Savage is here. Freddy's here. The Decepticons are always here. Yeah. Some Autobots is here, but fuck them. Kobe's here. Okay. And that's the most important. That Kobe is here. Well, no, the most important is that I'm here. But Kobe is here. The co-host is here. Co-host was under the weather last time, but he feels good today. How you doing, co-host? You want to say hello? Yes, he does. Oh, yes, he does. Hmm. Co-host has spoken. Okay. Today's episode. Wait. Let the co-host make his contribution. Hmm. Okay, so today's episode is called Retirement. That's right, retirement. And it came about because I was on the Starting Five podcast, which Starting Five podcast is another podcast that I do with a couple of cool guys. You know, it's five of us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Dan the Mayor, TJ, Big O, Jamal, and myself. And we do a podcast every Sunday around like 1:30, 2 o'clock. So if you on YouTube, tune in, look for the Starting Five podcast. Black logo. White circle logo with black 5, white shit, around Start 5 podcast, whatever. But we was talking about Chris Paul and how disrespectful Chris Paul's retirement has been. And then I just was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I can do a podcast episode on athletes retiring. Not them, but how I feel about retirement for athletes, not professional athletes at all. Because I don't. When they retire, they retire. Some of them should retire, some of them shouldn't, But we was talking about how like knowing when it's your time and all of this and all the details that go into making a decision to retire and all that stuff. And so I decided to put my 10 cents in. If I ain't got 2 cents. Okay, I do not have 2 cents. People be like, you got your little 2 cents. You put your little 2 cents. I don't have 2 cents. Okay, I don't have 2 cents. When I talk, I want people to listen. When I talk, I'm about that money. 10 cents, bro. 10 cents is when I talk. I don't have 2 cents. Okay. So when you listen to me talk, I'm putting my 10 cents in. I'm putting a whole dime in that bitch in that conversation. So if you ain't ready for a 10-cent conversation, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't be like, nobody ain't asked you for your 2 cents, because guess what? Nobody ain't asked me for my 2 cents. They really gonna be fucking mad. Because when I come to conversations, I come with 10 cents. Okay. So anyway, I'm putting my 10 cents in right now on this conversation. Now, I'm going to say this with my chest. If I was a professional athlete, any kind of professional athlete, the greatest accomplishment in my professional career would be retirement. Retiring would be my greatest accomplishment. Now, hold on. I know you motherfuckers is about to be like, what? Retirement would be your greatest accomplishment? What about All-Star? What about Pro Bowls? What about fucking championships? What about scoring titles? What about rushing titles or receiving titles or whatever that shit y'all think, the personal accolades that players get in sports and all that stuff, and in the sports team accolades too, the championships and all that. What about all of these accolades? What about wanting to be the greatest of all time and all of that shit that people play sports for? What about the money? What about all of that shit? What about all of that shit? And I say still, if you incorporate all of that shit, retirement would still be my greatest accomplishment of my career. And here's why. I personally, Tyrone, thinks that I would not retire unless it was on my own terms. I would always, if I was a professional athlete, want to retire on my own terms. And to get to retire on my own terms would be an excellent accomplishment for me. Because my terms for retirement would simply be because I want to. Because I want to. Because I want to retire. Because I don't want to do it no more. I'm done with it. I don't want to do it no more. I don't want to get up no more for practice. I don't want to play no more. I don't want to do no more of whatever sport I'm in. I just want to quit and retire, right? That's what I want to do. And that's my terms. The only terms for me to retire is because I want to. And for me, the only time that I want to quit something is when I've done everything I can do. Okay. When I get to the point where I'm a professional athlete and I want to retire, that means that I don't have any other reason to play. I don't have any other reason to play, which means I've already done everything that I wanted to do in that particular sport. And now I don't care. I don't care. I have no motivation. So I want to stop playing. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would be my greatest accomplishment, because guess what? If I was a basketball player and I said I wanted to be better than Kobe, and I said I wanted to be better than, right? If I get to the point where I want to retire and I'm ready to retire, in my head, my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit, I have become better than Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I've done that. Or if my desire was, say, okay, I'm a wide receiver in the NFL, and I say, you know what, before I retire, I want to be considered one of the best wide receivers in NFL history. Because it's hard to be saying, like, you ain't going into it saying you want to be the best wide receiver in NFL history, because you got Jerry Rice, you got Randy Moss, you got guys out there that is a high mark. So I wouldn't go in saying I want to be the best wide receiver in NFL history, even though, I want to be the best at everything. But you go in and you say, I just want to be considered. I just want to be part of that conversation. I just want motherfuckers, when they go, who is the best wide receiver in NFL history? And motherfuckers go, it's Jerry Rice. And motherfuckers go, no, I think Randy Moss is better. I want them to look and say Tyrone Livingston. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If I was playing basketball, I would want them to be like, hey, man, who's better, Jordan, Kobe, or Livingston? Not LeBron. Fuck LeBron. Jordan, Kobe, or Livingston. You know what I mean? I want to be part of that conversation. And so I would want those accolades. And so I would not be wanting to retire until I feel like I hit them spots. Or, whatever I say. If I say, hey, I want to win 3 Super Bowls. I want to win at least 3 Super Bowls as the best wide receiver on a team. If I got them 3 Super Bowls, I can go, hey, I got my 3 Super Bowls. I got my 3 Super Bowls. I don't want to do nothing else. Now, I'll still play if I want to play, but if I don't want to play, hey, I got my 3 Super Bowls. I don't have motivation. I don't need to play football, right? If I want to be a Pro Bowler, I want to go to 8 Pro Bowls. Okay, bang. I played for 10 years. I want the 8 Pro Bowls back. After that, I'm cool. Or I could just simply say, I wanted to play for 10 years. I played for 10 years. I got all my accolades. I'm done. Anything that I wanted to do in the sport, I'm going to accomplish that. So when I say that my greatest accomplishment would be retirement, that means, to me, Tyrone Livingston, that I've done everything in the sport that I wanted to do. And now I don't want to do nothing else. I've won all the championships I wanted to win. I've got all the scoring titles, or all the rushing titles, or all the receiving titles, or all the Pro Bowls, or all the All-Stars, or all of whatever I wanted to be. I got all that. I got all my championships. I got all of my Pro Bowls, my All-Star games. I got all that. I got all the numbers that I wanted to hit so that I can be comparable to whoever I wanted to be comparable to. If I wanted to hit certain numbers and be comparable to Kobe, I got it. If I want to hit certain numbers and be comparable to Jerry Rice, I got it. If I was running back, I wanted to hit certain numbers and I wanted to be comparable to Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson, those kind of guys, I got it. If I said, hey, man, I want to get the rushing title 4 times in a year, or I want to get the rushing title, the rushing record, the season record, I want to beat Saquon Barkley's record, or Adrian Peterson, I want to be number 1 with that, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got it. Because in my mind, I'm not retiring until I get what the fuck I want out of the sport. Unless I'm not good enough. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not good enough, then, at a certain point, you realize you're not good enough. But for me, I would always think that I'm good enough at everything. And so, like I said, if I reached the point of retirement, that meant I was good enough. Okay, I was good than a motherfucker. Okay, I did everything in the sport that I wanted to do. And now I don't want to play no more. I don't want to play no more. So I don't want to get up and go give my retirement speech. See this. I don't want to do these retirement speeches. I don't want to get up and go up to the podium and give my retirement speech and go, oh yeah, I just don't feel like getting up in the morning anymore. The practices are starting to hurt. You know what I'm saying? The practices is starting to become tedious. The mornings, I can't do it no more. My mind is telling me yes, but my body's telling me no. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy to say that I don't want to play no more and I'm retiring because I can't handle practice. I don't want to be that guy to say I don't want to play no more. I'm retiring because I can't take the hits on the NFL field no more. I don't want to be that guy to say I want to hang it up. I want to retire because I can't put my balls on one of these young boy heads no more. I can't bang on nobody. I can't posterize a nigga no more, and I feel bad about it. No, okay, no. And I don't want to go up to the podium and be that dude that goes, the game is passing me by. The game has evolved past my skills. You know what I'm saying? I can't play at the high level that I want to play at. No, fuck no. I don't want to say that. That's embarrassing to say that the game has become too fast for you or all that. Yeah, I know everybody get old. Yeah, I know Father Time is undefeated, but Father Time ain't about to whip my ass. Father Time will only be undefeated because I'm going to retire before Father Time catches up to me. Yeah, Father Time eventually going to beat my ass. He beats everybody's ass, but he ain't going to beat my ass. Y'all ain't going to see him whip my ass. Y'all not going to see Father Time fuck me up. Father Time going to be fucking me up in the privacy of my own home. You know what I'm saying? Father Time going to be fucking me up in the privacy of my own home. You understand what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? I also don't want to be the guy that be up there and go, oh man, I think it's time to hang it up. I want to spend more time with my family. Me? Fuck them kids. Fuck them kids. I don't want to spend more time with my family. I played football for 3 extra years to stay away from them. Okay? Listen. They got everything they need. I've been a professional football player for 10 years. They got the money, okay? We go on vacations. I vacation with them motherfuckers twice a year. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, they got all their money. They got everything they need. They don't need me there. They don't need to see me. They don't need to be around me. Yes, I love them when I see them. I hug them. Thanksgiving, Christmas, we do it. We go on vacation. But other than that, no. If I had to wake up every day, and you're rich, so, you don't really got nothing to do. You don't really got nothing to do. If I had to wake up every day and be home with my family every day, all day, every day, fuck them kids. I don't want to be that dude. I don't want to be that dude. And I know, yeah, when you get older and when you get to retirement age, a lot of times your kids are grown. Yeah, but you know what? No, they gonna want to come over them. I'm gonna have the nicest crib. Because if my kids is living off of me, living off my money, whatever. I know they got their own businesses. I didn't raise my kids to live off me, so they had their own businesses and stuff, whatever. But I'm very, very like kind of petty, kind of like fucked up a little bit. So I'm gonna have the nicest house. Period. Point blank. My crib gonna be nice. My kids get a pool. I'm gonna get a bigger pool. Get a slime board. I'm gonna get fucking. If my kids get a basketball court, I'm putting an indoor court in my house. You know what I'm saying? Whatever my kids do, I'm one upping them. I'm one upping them because I raised you. You're not better than me. You're not gonna have a better house than me. You're not gonna look better than me. No fucking way. And you're not gonna use my money to fucking have your crib better than me. Have your car better than mine. Like, get the fuck out of here. So I'm gonna have the best crib. So people gonna want to come to my house. Kids, maybe grandkids. Everybody gonna want to come to my crib. So no, man, I'm not about to retire so I can spend more time with them motherfuckers. Not me, no. So I don't want to get up there and lie. I don't want to get up there and go, the game's passed me by. That's embarrassing. I don't want to get up there and go, I want to spend more time with my family. No, fuck them kids. I don't really enjoy them that much. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get up there and go, I feel as though the time is right. How do you feel the time is right? What do you mean by the time is right? I don't want to say none of that. I want to go up there and go, yeah, Tyrone, why you decided to retire this year? Because I don't want to fucking play. Next question. Why you don't want to play anymore? Because I don't give a fuck, bro. I did everything I was supposed to do. Look. 8 Pro Bowls, 12 All-Star games, 6 championships. I got the scoring title. I got the rushing title. I got the receiving title. I did everything. I did everything. I did everything. Are you going to spend more time with family? Now, fuck them. Fuck them. I'm not. No. I'm probably going to go to Disney World by myself. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm probably going to go somewhere in a cave and play a bunch of video games. Like, nah, I'm not going to be hanging with them. I'm not going to be hanging with them. Are you going to pursue a career in broadcasting? No. Do I look like I can pursue a career in broadcasting? Have you heard me talk? You think CBS going to hire me? You think CBS going to hire me? And do you think that CBS is going to hire me to talk about sports after I just retired from sports? No, they're not going to hire me to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do shit. Okay, y'all think that I don't want to play? Y'all think I want to talk about it? No. Y'all think I want to coach? No. Y'all think I want to be involved? No. Maybe some Pee-wee football with my grandkids. Maybe I'll get involved in some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm divorced, I'm just out there to see if the moms is hot. Some of the moms might be nice looking and get some cooking. You know what I mean? But anyway, no. But what I'm saying is, like, y'all, I wouldn't even pursue a career after that because I'm not going to be in broadcasting. And if I do get in broadcasting, I got to be retired for like 5 or 6 years. I got to make sure that if I decided to broadcast or be a part of broadcasting, that the motherfuckers that I played against is not still playing. I don't want nobody that I played against to still be playing if I'm retiring and going to broadcast. Not to say that I'm not going to want to retire if somebody's still playing that I played with, because that's ridiculous. What I'm saying is, I don't want motherfuckers to still be playing when I go into broadcasting, because I'm not going to be right. Because can you imagine? Okay, just imagine like a guy that's been in the league 10 years and I've been in the league 10 years, right? And he's on, and I retired. And he's on like his 11th, 12th season in the league, and I'm broadcasting. Like, I'm going to be talking shit. And the kind of shit I'm going to talk is not the kind of like regular sports shit. The kind of shit I'm going to talk is going to be like, look at this motherfucker here, man. Why is he still playing, man? I bust his ass for 10 years. I don't know. How is he still in the league? I got fucking 8 fucking receiving titles. And do you know that 7 of them, that motherfucker was covering me? Do you know that when I played, I stood on one side of the line, and when I saw him, I knew it. I said, oh, happy day. He's a bum. Or if I was a running back and it's the linebacker that's still playing and I played against, I said, oh man, look at him. I'm surprised he still got ankles many times if I didn't bust his ass. That's how I'm gonna talk. Nobody's gonna like me. Everybody's gonna be like, yo, this motherfucker's ignorant. But I'm just saying that if I retire, I want to retire on my own terms. And my own terms means that I don't want to play no more. My own terms don't have nothing to do with what team I'm on. My own terms don't have nothing to do with my age. My own terms don't have nothing to do with CTE or nothing. My own terms means I'm done. I don't want to do it no more because I don't have no more motivation, because I've done everything that I wanted to do. I'm that dude, and I'm going to retire as that dude, and that's it. That's all. Okay? But now I can go and I can talk about other professional athletes that are not me. And I go, okay, this is crazy, because like I said, I retired because I want to, because I've accomplished everything. And there are guys in the league that can't retire on their own terms. They can't retire because they want to retire. And I think that's sad. I think that's sad when I see guys that I know, probably want to retire and can't because they got something still to play for. Like for instance, like look. Like Patrick Ewing, right? Patrick Ewing was the man for the Knicks, was the center for the Knicks, played hard for the Knicks, was one of the greatest centers of all time. And I know my man was tired. My man used to sweat profusely. I mean, you probably could bring your shirts out. I mean, he probably threw buckets out. Sweaty. I know my man was tired. And my man went to play for the Orlando Magic after the Knicks. And he didn't look good doing it. And I said, why the fuck is Patrick Ewing out there? Patrick Ewing wasn't out there because he wanted to be out there. Patrick Ewing wasn't out there because he still had He still played at a high level. Patrick Ewing was out there because Patrick Ewing was like, man, I didn't do everything I wanted to do. I didn't win a championship. I didn't have all the accolades that I wanted to have. And so it's like, I'll keep playing. I'll take a chance. You know what I mean? I feel like Patrick Ewing probably wanted to retire. I feel like had Patrick Ewing won a championship previously to going to the Orlando Magic, he probably would have not played on that team. You know what I'm saying? And so that's sad. It's sad too. Like, I know it's sad in general when a guy doesn't win a championship, but it's sad to know that this guy is still playing for championship, like Charles Barkley. Now, mind you, Charles Barkley went to Phoenix and was MVP in Phoenix. Had an MVP season, didn't get the championship yet. Michael Jordan still bust ass. He didn't get the championship, but he had an MVP season in Phoenix. So at that point, I was like, yo, Charles still got it. Charles is still good. Charles is still that dude. Charles ain't ready to retire right now. But then Charles was in Houston. And then it got to the point where I was like, hey, man, it's time for Charles to go. And Charles didn't want to go because Charles didn't have that championship. Charles didn't have all those accolades. I'm pretty sure if Charles would have won that championship in Phoenix, retirement probably would have been on the table. That probably would have been his last year. I know Charles won it out. Well, I feel like Charles won it out. I don't know that motherfucker. And I don't want Charles Barkley. Well, I do. I ain't gonna lie. I was about to say I don't want Charles Barkley saying I said something about him that he ain't mean or talking some shit about me, but I do. Because if Charles Barkley talks some shit about me, if Charles Barkley hears this, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be ecstatic. But I feel like, me personally, I feel like Charles Barkley didn't want to play no more. I feel like Charles Barkley didn't want to play no more. I feel like he was just like, you know what? If I get the right opportunity, I can probably still win a championship. And Houston looked like the right opportunity. Phoenix looked like the right opportunity. You know what I mean? It looked like Charles was going to have a chance at a championship. And he just didn't get it. He just didn't get it, you know? And so it's like, I feel like those guys like Charles Barkley, I feel like those guys like Patrick Ewing and others, I feel like those guys like Chris Paul and others wanted to keep playing because they felt like they could possibly win a championship. You know? And so I hate that for them. I hate that for those guys. Now, I didn't see Patrick Ewing's skills deteriorated quite bad. Patrick Ewing became like maybe not a joke, but it was just like, come on, Pat. Like, pack those bags. You know what I'm saying? Charles Barkley still was pretty decent when he retired. Like, Charles Barkley didn't overstay his welcome to me. I think he was still pretty decent when he retired, but he wasn't Sir Charles Barkley, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't MVP Charles Barkley, you know what I'm saying? But still, And then you got like guys like Karl Malone and Gary Payton. Karl Malone and Gary Payton came to the Lakers when they both should have been retired and ruined that team for me. The last year that Kobe and Shaq was together, they got Gary Payton and Karl Malone, and they thought they was going to do something. Gary Payton just couldn't keep up no more. Karl Malone was injured and slow, and then they put Karl Malone in the finals with them young, hungry Pistons with Rasheed Wallace and Tayshaun Prince and fucking Rip Hamilton and Chauncey and them boys. And we got slow-ass, old-ass, bum-ass Karl Malone out there, man. I was so mad about that. I was like, Karl Malone, like, it's over, bro. It is over. Why are you still playing? And then we had Gary Payton out there, and I'm like, Gary, you can't run with these young boys. These niggas is moving. And Kobe was just running. I know Kobe was tired. I know Kobe ain't getting no sleep in them finals. Kobe probably went home and couldn't sleep because he was just so devastated about how much running around he had to do, how bad that situation was. It was bad. It was real bad. And it was because like motherfuckers didn't want to retire. Gary Payton didn't want to hang it up because he thought that if I find the right situation, I'll get a championship. Karl Malone didn't want to hang it up. He thought if I find the right situation, I'll get a championship. Kobe and Shaq just came off of fucking 3 championships in a row. They lost one to the Spurs, but it was hard, but they won 3 championships in a row. They were still Kobe and Shaq, and Karl and Gary Payton thought they was going to get that chip. They still played. Out when they fucking welcome. So for me, I think that it's sad when players can't retire or don't want to retire because they haven't accomplished everything that they wanted to, which most of the time includes a championship. a Super Bowl, whatever the case may be. I also don't like the players that retire because they were forced to retire, meaning that their bodies told them to give it on up. You got to give it on up now. I hate that. I would never want that for myself. I would never want to be great and have my body turn on me and tell me that I'm not. I would never want to get an injury that I can't recover from, that forces me out of the sport that I love. I feel bad for that. And so when guys have to retire like that, it's like, man, damn. Like Bo Jackson, man, I was just like, damn. Because it's like you could have looked at Bo and you could have been like, man, if Bo Jackson finds the right situation, Bo Jackson's going to be this dude. And then the injury, and then it's just like, oh shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. It's sad when guys got to go out with being injured. Like even like, Peyton Manning is the anomaly of the whole situation. I really, 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 really love what happened with Peyton Manning. I love what happened with Peyton Manning because Peyton Manning was one of those guys that that did everything he had to do. He did everything he had to do. He had a Super Bowl championship, you know what I'm saying? He had all the Pro Bowls. He had all the accolades. He was being mentioned as one of the greats. And I feel like he could have retired. I feel like Peyton Manning could have retired. I feel like Peyton Manning could have said, look, I won a Super Bowl. They said I couldn't win a Super Bowl. They said I fucking sucked in the playoffs. He did a little bit. And Peyton Manning was like, and Peyton Manning never expressed trying to catch Tom Brady or trying to beat Tom Brady or trying to be the greatest man. He never expressed that. I don't know if that was in his nature or he wanted to be that guy. I think he wanted to win a championship because everybody does. I think he wanted to be a great quarterback because everybody does. I think he wanted to be one of the greats. But I felt like in Indianapolis, when Peyton Manning got that injury, and they were able to draft Andrew Luck, and they were like, you know what, Peyton, you won a Super Bowl for us. Your neck's fucked up. Your neck is fucked up. And we got Andrew Luck now, and, we are moving on. Oh, moving on. Oh, moving on. You know what I mean? I feel like Peyton could have said, all right, you know what? I played for the Colts all my career. I've done everything I need to do. I can go ahead on the fuck on out of here. My neck hurts anyway. My neck is hurt. Peyton Manning said, no, give me some PEDs. Peyton Manning said his wife, he said, what's that shit you take, honey? Peyton Manning said, what them growth hormones do, baby? Okay, because I can't retire. Like, no, I'm not. That's alleged. That's alleged. But hold on. But I felt like Peyton Manning could have retired at that time. But Peyton Manning said, no. Nah, you know what? No. If the doctors say this neck is okay, I'm getting busy. And everybody was just like, oh, hey, Manny, you're old. You did what you had to do. You ain't got nothing to prove. But he had something to prove to himself. He didn't get to that point that I'm talking about where he wanted to. He didn't get to that point where he wanted to. And he was definitely not. He was like me. I'm not going out on no injury. I'm not retiring on no injury. I'm not retiring because the doctor said that my neck is fucked up. I'm not retiring because my body is saying I can't physically do it. Hey, body, get yourself together. And he went to Denver. And he showed up. And he showed out. He showed out in Denver. And he made it to 2 Super Bowls. And I had 1 Super Bowl in Denver, man. Look, Seattle was just on one. Like the Legion of Boom was on one that day, and they fucked Peyton ass right on up. And Peyton didn't want to retire, didn't either. I said, oh, damn, that whole season Peyton was killing it. Denver was killing it. Denver killed it. The 4 seasons Peyton was in Denver, the 3 of them, they was killing it. I was like, damn, Denver's good, Peyton's good, and all that. They got to that Super Bowl, man. Legion of Boom said, hold the fuck up. Bust they ass. And at that point, I said, you know what, Peyton, you can go out right now. Ain't no shame in your game. You can go out right now. You still that dude. And Peyton said, nah. No, man, I'm not going out like that. I am not going out like that. And then it happened. It happened. That next season, man. Well, not the next season. I think it was the season after that. That last season that Peyton was injured, man. They said the neck was fucked up. They said the shoulder was fucked up. They said Peyton ain't getting the oomph on them balls. They said Peyton ain't, Peyton, you ain't that dude. Peyton had to miss some games and shit like that. And then finally they said, you know what? The body said, no, Peyton, you ain't it. You ain't it, dude. And Peyton was like, damn. I know he was sad. I know he was sitting there going, damn, I'm not gonna be retired because I want to, man. I'm gonna have to fucking I'm gonna have to go out on this injury. Okay, but he could have, but you know what? You know what? He could have said, you know what? I'm just gonna go out right now. Peyton could have said, you know what? I'm injured. I'm benched. They got a new quarterback playing in my spot. I could go out right now. I can go out right now. I could retire, announce my retirement, and just be out, man. And just fuck it, man. I can't go out on my own terms. Fuck it. I fucked up. My neck is fucked up. My shoulder's fucked up. I can't do it. No, baby, I'm not gonna be able to do it. But did he do that? No. Peyton said, man, look, this team, all we gotta do is make the playoffs. All we gotta do is make the playoffs. All we gotta do is make the playoffs. If we get a chance to get in that dance, I might get a chance to pull up my pants. That's what Peyton was thinking. He was just like, you know what? I'm going to retire at the end of the season. I already knew that. Peyton's going to retire at the end of the season. He's going to retire at the end of the season, and it's not going to be on his own terms. And I was sad for him, and I felt sad for him, and he looked sad. He looked sad on the sideline. He looked like he was trying to show support, but at the same time, he looked like, damn, man. Damn, man. And then it happened. It happened. The Denver Broncos got in a playoff game and was spanking it up. And Peyton said, hey, I'm here. And they was like, nah, Peyton, what the fuck you talking about, man? Yeah, your neck hurt, your shoulder hurt. Chill the fuck out. Peyton was like, no, look. I ain't going out like that. Okay? Put me in, coach. I am ready to play. And they put him in. Did it look good? No. Did it look great? No. But what Peyton did was smart. Peyton said, look, my shoulder is fucked up. My neck is fucked up. But guess what? I ain't got to make the spectacular throws. I ain't got to send that ball 40 yards downfield. To beat this team, I just got to be smart. I got to use this here. And I'm great at using this here. I'm one of the best at using this here. And Peyton said, you know what? My mind, that's when he's like, you know, my body's telling me no. But my mind is telling me yes. And that's what he did. He went out there and he used his brains, thinking, ducking, making the good throws. Won the game. And now Peyton Manning is in the Super Bowl, right? And guess what? The defense did it for him. Von Miller and them boys said, yo, we got your back, man. We got your back, Mr. Manning. We going to fuck Cam Newton and these boys. We going to fuck them back. They fucked them up so bad, the ball fumbled, and Cam said, I ain't getting that. I ain't fucking with that fumble. They was beating Cam ass so bad that the ball was fumbled, and Cam said, you know what? It ain't even worth it. I'm not risking it for that biscuit. The Super Bowl be damn. Cam said Super Bowl be damn. I'm not doing it. And then Peyton Manning wins the Super Bowl. And he goes, hey, that's it for me, folks. That's it for me. I'm done. And you know what? Did it look like Peyton Manning went out with injury? Did it feel like Peyton Manning went out with injury? No. Peyton Manning said, oh, I definitely don't want to play no more now. I definitely don't want to play no more now. I do not want to play any more football. You know why I don't want to play anymore? It ain't because I feel as though I can't, because I just got out here and I won a playoff game in a Super Bowl as a starting quarterback. So I can, I think. But I don't want to find out that I can't. I don't want my body to tell me no again. I don't want to go out on injury. I'm going out Super Bowl champion, starting quarterback, Super Bowl champion. I'm going out Peyton Manning. Nobody ain't thinking about my neck or my shoulder. I'm good with that. So Peyton Manning, he recovered from the bad retirement to end up retiring I would say good terms. I mean, we know the truth. We know my man was injured and hurt and fucked up and he couldn't go. But does it look like that? No. Did Peyton feel like that after winning the Super Bowl? No. No, Peyton went out on top. That's how you want to go out. You don't want to go out from injury. You know what I mean? Going out from injury is bad because you get into your head and you get with the coulda, woulda, shouldas. You know what I mean? You get the coulda, woulda, shouldas. Man, I coulda. Man, I woulda. Man, I shoulda. You know what I mean? And so it's like, damn, man, you don't want to go out like that. So no, you don't want to retire from injury. You also don't want to retire from disgruntlement. You know what I'm saying? Like Barry Sanders, like what's Megatron, guys that just said, you know what, man, I'm not gonna get what I want to get. You know, I'm not gonna get a championship with this team. I'm not happy playing anymore. You know, I hate when guys go that they lost their joy. You know what I mean? I hate when they go they lost their joy. And I feel like if I was the owner of a team and a guy played for me and he said that he lost his joy, I would do whatever I could to get him on whatever team he wanted to go play for. Because it's like, damn, man, you can't lose your joy. You fucking worked your whole life to be this guy. You fucking worked your whole life to play this sport. You fucking worked your whole life to be out here and you sad. You dreading coming to work. You dreading game day. You don't want to put your jersey on. You're not proud. So when guys say they lost their joy, they're not feeling it no more, they're not having no fun no more. If I was the owner and Barry Sanders said that to me, I'd be like, Barry, sit down, man. What you want to do? How do you get your joy back? Is it because you're not winning? Because if it's because you're not winning, I will trade you to the San Francisco 49ers right now for pennies. For pennies on a dollar. Because you've done good by me, and I want to do good by you. No, Detroit didn't do that. Detroit said, listen, you go ahead and retire, motherfucker, but if you come back to the NFL, we still own your rights. We still own your rights. We ain't letting you go. and guess what? Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. No. So Barry said, no, you know what? Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. I'm gonna retire and not come back. And I thought, I was like, damn, man, can Barry come back? I thought Barry was gonna come back, and he didn't come back. He didn't come back, man. That was sad. It was sad. And like I said, retiring because you want to and retire and not retiring because you want to. Get y'all, we all know why Emmitt Smith went to Arizona Cardinals, don't we? Did Emmitt Smith want to go to the Arizona Cardinals? Did Emmitt Smith still want to play football? Probably not, but he had that one last accolade. Emmitt Smith had that one last accolade that he had to get. Emmitt Smith had that one last thing that he had to do in his career, and he was like, you know what? I'm not going out till I do it. So Emmitt Smith went to Arizona. Emmitt Smith got some playtime there. Emmitt Smith ultimately got to retire, but he didn't retire on his own terms. He retired because he couldn't retire on his own terms because he didn't want to retire because he wanted to still play because he wanted that ass accolade. That's what I'm saying, and he got it. But it's not the same as what I'm saying I would get because he was past his prime. He was past his prime. We knew Father Time had got him. And like I said, you're not going to see Father Time beat my ass. Father Time going to have to beat my ass in my home. When we saw Emmitt, you wasn't Emmitt. You was out there running, but you wasn't Emmitt, my man. But yeah, I did not like, and I never like when a player is out of sports because he just don't he don't have no joy no more. The other thing that the worst, in my opinion, the worst way to retire because injury kind of gives you an excuse. Injury kind of says, "Damn, man, he got hurt," and so people don't look at you bad when you get hurt. Or the way, like I said, with Charles Barkley, with Karl Malone, with Gary Payton, with guys that didn't win championships that kept playing and played after that, you don't look at them bad because you know it's like you look at them sadly because it's like, damn, I know they wanted a championship so bad. I look at Karl Malone and Gary Payton bad because they fucked my Lakers up. But for the most part, people don't look at them in a bad light. People go like, damn, man, I know they sad. I know they was trying to get that championship. I feel sorry for them. People look at people with injuries. Damn, man, I wish if he wasn't injured, he could have did this, he could have did that. Damn, I feel sorry for him. When people look at players that was disgruntled, it's like, damn, man, I wish that team would have did him good. I wish that team would have did better. I wish that team would have got players to help him out. I wish they would have got him a championship. Man, that's kind of fucked up. Okay. When players are no longer good enough to play, that's the worst, man. That's the worst, man, because the fans don't like that. The fans don't have no sympathy for you when your skills have deteriorated. They do not. They want to know why you're still playing. And especially fans of the team. Like, if you on a team and they go like, this guy can't go no more, I don't know why he's still playing. I don't know why the team still got him on the team. I don't know why he's still here. I don't know why he's stealing that money, man. He's no good now. And that's the worst way to go out. The worst way to go out is when your skills have deteriorated to the point where you are a detriment to the team. Once you have become a detriment to the team, that's the worst way to go out. Because the fans don't have empathy for you. The fans want you to retire, and they're going to start talking shit. They're going to start saying, why are you on the team? Why are you here? Why are you playing? And I know that the team's going to respect you because you've been a star all these years, so the team's going to respect you, and they're going to let you play. Just like Karl Malone was playing in those finals. Like, why the fuck did y'all got Karl Malone? Like, you can't stick Rasheed Wallace. What the fuck is going on here? Gary Payton can't cover nobody. Get him out of there. Tayshaun Prince and Rip Hamilton got Kobe running around like a headless chicken. Gary Payton is no good. Get him out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like that. And you know your skills are deteriorating. You know when you go out there, if you're a cornerback, you go out there and you get burnt. You know if you're a wide receiver and you go out there and you can't get open. You're dropping passes. You know when you're a running back and you go out there and you can't make a cut. You can't hit that A-gap. You know what I'm saying? You know. And it's just like, you still want to play. You still in your mind think you got something left. You still in your mind Father Time is out there fucking giving you uppercuts and all that, and you like Rocky. Cut me, Mick. Cut me, Mick. You out there getting fucked up. You out there getting fucked up, and you just can't mentally give it up. You just gotta have that one last hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. And fans don't respect that. Teammates act like they respect it, but they don't respect it neither. They go home to their wives and they be like, they go home to their wives. I know what they say to their wives. Like, honey, how was the game today? Man, I wish that old motherfucker just go ahead and retire, man. He took 12 shots tonight. He made 2 of them. He took 12 shots and he made 2. I was open. I was fucking open, man. They gonna get that old motherfucker the ball. That's how I would be talking. Or if I was a wide receiver on the team and I'd be like, man, look, man. They didn't do that motherfucker the ball. We need a touchdown. We need to win the game. We need a first down. They throw it to his old ass. Throw it to his old ass. Me, I'm over there wide open. I was jumping up and down, man. I put the finger up. I said, yo, I got him. I had this bum ass motherfucker on me. They throw it to that old motherfucker. What did he do? Drop the ball. Stop the fuck ball, man. We lost the damn game. I'm gonna beat the shit. Can't do it. I know that nobody really, really, really respects the guy that skills have deteriorated that's still trying to play, man. I know that. It's embarrassing. And I never want guys to retire like that, but I just be like, don't. It's sad. It's sad to see. It is. It's sad to see, but it is what it is. And then you got the guys that spiral out of control, like Antonio Brown. The fuck is wrong with you? You have to retire from football because nobody wants you. And it's not because your skills have deteriorated, it's just because your mentality has become too much. When you have to retire because nobody wants to sign you because you are a head case, a disruption to the team, that is so fucking stupid. It's just like, why do you want to give up all that money and give up all that prestige and negate everything that was right that you've done because you want to be a dickhead, an asshole, a bad person? You know what I'm saying? Well, these guys that want to be out here committing crimes, I'll be like, you want to commit a crime? Like, I'm poor and I don't commit crimes. You rich and you want to be out here carrying guns in the club? You rich and you want to be out here thugging it? You rich and you want to be out here paying for people to get, you know what I mean? You rich and you want to be out here doing, you know what I mean, yourself? The fuck is going on with you? You know what I'm saying? So them kind of guys, it's like you can't even like, is it even a retirement? Did you retire or did you just get thrown out? You got thrown out. You got thrown out, and nothing's worse than being thrown out, man. Because it's like nobody wants you, man. It's like nobody wants you. Like even the worst team is like, no, we don't want that motherfucker. Like no, I mean, he might win us some games, but no, he's nope. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I would like to retire because I want to. You know, and there's nothing wrong with guys. You know, some guys get to do what they want to do on their own terms, and it's cool. Like Joe Montana, right? Joe Montana didn't have nothing to lose by going to Kansas City. Me, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. But Joe still thought he had something to prove, or he still felt like he had something left, and he still wanted to play. But when Joe retired because he wanted to retire. He didn't retire because people were saying the skills was diminished. He played good in Kansas City. He didn't retire because his skills was diminished. He wasn't playing in Kansas City because he had something to prove. He wanted to play, and then when he didn't want to play, he said, "Fuck it, I don't want to play no more." And he retired. His skills wasn't diminished. He wasn't forced out. He wasn't injured. You know what I mean? It's like that's cool. That's cool. If some people do play a little bit past their time just because they want to. Kobe too. Kobe was still. I felt like had the Lakers had a team that could contend for a championship, or had the Lakers showed the ability to want to contend for a championship, my man Kobe would have probably paid some more. But Kobe said he wanted to do other things. He wanted to get into like the movie making things. He wanted to get into like coaching his daughter. He wanted to get into other things in life, and so he didn't want to play no more. He didn't want to play no more, and that was cool. But I feel like if the Lakers was in position to win, I feel like my man Kobe would have fucking chalked that up and kept playing. You know what I mean? When you got guys like LeBron, like for real, I'm ecstatic that LeBron can continue to play at a high level at his age. It's like it's amazing. It really is. I mean, he's fighting Father Time back. Father Time is catching up to him, but he fighting that motherfucker back. He giving him a good rumble, but it's in the 12th round. It's in the 12th round. And I don't know if Father Time's going to win the decision, but I'm just saying it's in the 12th round, right? But I feel like LeBron is playing now because LeBron has something to prove. LeBron probably will never be able to surpass Jordan in many people's minds. He probably will never be able to. But LeBron says, you know what? If the longer I play and the more I play at a higher level, I'm going to have all these numbers, and I'm going to have something that Mike never had. Mike never played at this age, at this high level. You know what I mean? And I think LeBron's playing for that. I think LeBron's playing to get closer to Jordan. And even though he may have surpassed Jordan, a lot of people think LeBron has surpassed Jordan. A lot of people say LeBron is the greatest of all time, but I don't think LeBron feels that way. I don't think LeBron feels that way, and I think LeBron is still playing because LeBron still either wants another championship to catch up to Kobe, or he wants to surpass Mike, or he just wants to feel like he's accomplished something that nobody else in basketball has accomplished. I don't know, because like LeBron, go ahead, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. But I guess, he still wants to play it, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it, man. All them years and stuff like that and all that money he's spending on his body, and I just don't believe he still wants to play. I think he's just playing because mentally he still has something to prove. He still has an accolade to play for. And then we get down to Chris Paul. And like I said, Chris Paul is when you're not wanted, and you realize you're not wanted, you have to retire. Chris Paul wasn't talking about retirement. I think Chris Paul still has something to play for. He wanted to win a championship. He wanted a couple more accolades. I feel like he wanted to. I felt like he was given the short end of the stick. I felt like the NBA said, we don't want you to. We don't want you to. Teams are signing them, not giving them no playtime. Teams are signing them and saying, hey, we just signed you and did the deal so that we can release you and do the deal and this and that and the other. And Chris Paul just said, you know what? You know, they don't want me no more. I'm just going to get out. And I find that to be disrespectful. I feel like Chris Paul should have been able to call New Orleans or call Houston and say, hey, listen, just sign me this season. Let me play. Let me get a retirement tour. And everybody says, hey, I know the retirement tour is a corny thing, but it's not. It's not for me. I love it when guys can actually come into a season and go, yeah, this is going to be my last year. And they can go play at stadiums and know that this is their last game at that stadium, and they can go. And then when they come out, they can have it there on the Titantron. It's them, and they show little highlights of the career, and they can go, thank you, everybody. You know, I'll see you later. You know, I like that. I like when guys can be able to go do that, man. You know what I'm saying? I think that that's a great thing in sports to say, hey, this guy gave us all. This guy's here. And I like that because it makes camaraderie for the fans. Because it's like, even if you're bad, even if you're on their rival team, you know, they know, like, man, we saw this motherfucker a lot. And we hate you, motherfucker, but we love you. We love you, and we glad that you're leaving, and we also happy for you that, you know, you've had a career and you've hung it up. You know what I mean? And so I like that. I like that. You know, and I don't know. Like I said, my decision to retire if I was a professional athlete would be if I've done everything that I've wanted to do in the sport. And then, you know, you never know. Maybe I would have wanted to play, 5 years. But I'm not paying past my prime because I don't want people to see me deteriorate. And I don't want the league to tell me to leave. You know what I mean? So I know that I would have retired early. I know I would have retired around maybe 38, maybe 30. It depends. Like if I was done everything I want to do by 35, I might be like, 37, 38. Yeah, I think I would have retired around 38. Still looking good, still playing good. Just saying fuck it. You know what I mean? But yeah. I'm trying to think of another way you could retire. Uh, I don't know. Maybe you just get old. Is it older thing? Could it be? I don't know if that's a situation. I don't know if that's a situation. Don't be like Shaq. That the worst way to retire is like Shaq. The worst way to retire is like Shaq. It's like, Nick, you just playing and signing the teams because they signed you and just stealing all that money like Shaq. At a certain point, it was like, Shaq, why are you still in the league? Like, what are you doing? He went to the Celtics. Like, you playing for the Celtics? You playing for the Celtics? Shaq was just playing basketball because the team was willing to sign him. And I was just like, Shaq, like, get the fuck out of here. And he was just playing for teams so that he can go and give himself a new nickname in a new city. It was like, come on, man. Like, stop the bullshit, man. I mean, I guess it was fun for him. And it was fun to see, but it was just like, man, don't do that. Don't disrespect guys that really got to go the fuck out. Guys that really got to retire and you up here getting roster spots. Man, come the fuck on, man. But I'm trying to think of another way to retire that I didn't touch on. Um, Maybe the family. Maybe maybe the family. Yeah, the family too. The family too. Because I remember James Jones. I remember James Jones said that he was getting injured a lot. He was getting injured a lot. He didn't want to retire. Like his body was getting fucked up, but he was still willing to go through the pain. He was still willing to go through the injuries. And he said, like, he got hit one time, and he said his wife. He went home and his wife told him she ain't watching the games no more. She told him she can't fuck with it no more. She's not gonna watch no more of the games. And she was like, how many more hits is it gonna take? How many times is you gonna be willing to get hit? You know what I mean? She started telling him, like, look, man, look, you've been getting too fucked up, and I don't want to watch the games no more because one hit could be your last hit, and all this other kind of stuff. And she kind of like told him, like, yo, pack it, like, it's now or never. You know what I mean? Tom Brady didn't want to retire, and Giselle was like, yo, I don't want to go to Tampa. Like, I don't want to move to Florida. Like, you got to retire. And Tom Brady gave his whole family up. Tom Brady said, fuck you and fucking kids. I'm playing. And he won another Super Bowl, but he lost Giselle. He lost Giselle for the NFL. I was like, Tom, I don't know if that was a fair trade, man. You was already the GOAT. You was already going to be the GOAT. I just think that Tom, once again, I think that Tom only played because Tom had something to prove. Tom had to prove that he was Tom Brady without Bill Belichick. That's what he had to do. Tom could have saved his family and he could have retired and he could have went out on his own terms. But no. I got to prove that I'm still Tom Brady without Bill Belichick. And so I think that's why Tom Brady played in Tampa. And look at that. Look what happened. He lost his family. I mean, Giselle left him. I mean, he didn't get it back. I thought maybe he would get it back. He didn't get it back. But, I don't want to go out like that either. I don't want my wife and kids to be like, Daddy, you got to quit. You know what I mean? But all in all, yeah, I think that the best way to retire is because you want to. Because you've done everything that you wanted to do, and now you can retire. And some guys don't even care. Like, some guys don't even care. I know every guy wants to win a championship, but if you don't win a championship, some guys are just like, you know what? I'm just old. Some guys have it in their head to say, hey, man, I'm not playing past 40. I'm 40. I'm not playing. Some guys was concerned with the CTE. Andrew Luck was like weird to me, but I guess he was concerned with his health. And some people are just overly concerned with their health to the point where they just like, you know what? I don't feel healthy and I don't want to do it. And that's cool too, but I think that's sad too. But at the same time, I commend a person that can say, yo, I'm giving up the NFL. I'm giving up these accolades. I'm giving up everything because I value my life and I value my value of life and I value the kind of life that I want to live. I appreciate that. I like that too. But with that being said, I value my podcast. And I think this is the end of this episode. And like I always tell anybody, if anybody think I'm talking some bullshit, if anybody think that I don't know what I'm talking about, if anybody played professional sports and wants to be like, yo, no, we don't feel that way, or you was wrong about this feelings, or you was wrong about anything that I said, Charles Barkley. If Charles Barkley wants to say, yo, man, I don't know what the listener was talking about, whatever the case may be, I was trying to do a Charles Barkley impression, but I realized that I don't know how to do a Charles Barkley impression. And that was terrible. I was trying to, that was in my mind. In my mind, when I said that Charles Barkley wanted to be like, I was in my head going, I'm going to do a Charles Barkley impression right now. And realized I don't know how to do impressions. At that didn't sound nothing like Charles Barkley. That sound maybe like a fucked up ass Shaq. I don't know what the fuck I was going with there, but I was just saying if Charles Barkley sees this and Charles Barkley wants to say some shit to me, I would be more than welcome to listen to him because, it's Charles Barkley. But anyway, if anybody thinks that I was wrong or got anything to say, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram. And if you know me, you can text me, you can call me, you can write me, you can come to my crib. We can talk about it anytime. Anybody can be a guest on the podcast. Anybody can get it. You can come over to the Starting Five podcast if you want to team up, because that's what they do. That's what they do. They team up. So if you want help, you can come over to the Starting Five and team up with those guys and still lose. Because I don't get defeated. Or you can go over to the UWO podcast. Them guys is always welcoming guys up there, the UWO podcast, wrestling podcast. You want to come over there and team up and try to come at your boy. They don't team up on me though, because they all got their own different opinions. So they don't team up. But if you want some help, you can go over there and team up. But if you want to come to the Listener podcast and take me on by yourself, you can. I am here. I want all the smoke. Okay? I want all the smoke. And that's it. That's all. And so today's episode was brought to you today by Dangerous Dummies. That's right, Dangerous Dummies. Okay, I'm a power driver. I'm in a local power driver union 474, and I started my own. Well, it's not. I didn't start my own thing. But this is my own thing. This is the logo, and Dangerous Dummies is I guess a series in the Listener podcast, and I'm on number 4. Well, I've done number 4, and I'm currently collecting stories for number 5. And like I said, it's all in fun. I know, sometimes people get hurt, and I take injury seriously, but these are jokes and things about like dumb shit that we do in the job where nobody really got hurt. So if you like something like that, just go and listen to Dangerous Dummies. I think I'm up to Dangerous Dummies number 4. Part 5 is coming soon. Anybody that power drives, anybody in the local, anybody in construction that want to be a part of the Dangerous Dummies podcast episode, just hit me up, let me know. And with that being said, thanks for coming. Say thank you to the co-host. Yeah. Say thank you to Freddie, Macho Man, Freddie over here, the Decepticon security team, Kobe Cole, and With that being said, I'll see you next time on the List Podcast.